Firstly, I'd just like to welcome all you guys, especially the ones that haven't been in the trading room for a while. There's a lot of things that have changed and improved, and I'm going to tell you about those today. We can talk about the Auto Trader and talk about some new systems and a few new things going on with a trading blog, and we're having some competitions as well with a Trader of the Month and so on, some prizes. But there's lots going on in the market right now, which is bloody exciting. About time. Pretty much the first few months of this year, 3 months of this year, the market only really fired up for about 2 weeks, sort of in February. So really, we've been working with really extremely tough conditions. I've seen I've looked at all the other trading sites and people and see how they're going as well. And there was a lot of people struggling simply because we were having really low volume days and the volatility. So the market wasn't moving around much. It was making it really tough. The simple fact is, if you want to make money day trading, we need a market that's got volume and volatility to be able to profit from them. So right now, the markets have definitely fired up. I've got on the charts now, this is the current market as it's moving now. You'd think it's actually live, but it's well into the pre-market, so the actual volume and volatility is really picked up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But what I want to show you guys is just have a look at the time panel here. We'll have a look at the daily charts to really see what's been going on. And sort of since, I need to bring this up a little bit higher. Sort of just into February, we've hit a stiff trend on the upside. I'll just bring the data bars up here. I should be able to see them. Let's go to the top. So what you can actually see is a lot of the market is just grinding up very, very slowly all the time. Yes, Clayton, I'm talking. Can you hear me, Clayton? Mick, can you just write to Clayton so he can hear me? So what we actually found is the market slowly grinding up and up and up, pretty much. And what they were actually doing, they were doing a lot of it in the pre-market, so the actual volume on a lot of the days was very, very small. That's right, Clayton, about 6 times in a row, hey? No problem. So what we're actually seeing is volume days around just over 1 million. Sometimes it hit a few million, but really short-ranging days. For us to really be able to make money and the markets to have the opportunities that we're after, we really needed the volume and volatility to pick up, and that's exactly what's happening now. This particular stretch of the last few months, how the market's sort of grinding up, what actually happens is people were buying and they were holding, so they weren't participating in the market, so the actual volume really decreased, and it just didn't give us the opportunity because they were basically holding and waiting for the market to turn down, and it never did. It just kept going up and up and up. And finally, we got some news out a few weeks ago. You cannot hear anything. You might have to... Mick, can you hear me? Hello, can anyone hear me? Yep. Can you just write to Clayton that just tell him to reboot his computer? Thanks, Mick. So what actually happened a few weeks ago, you can see how these candles here now are really becoming bigger. So the range has really opened up in the market, and the volume's hitting around 2.5 million. This particular day here was 3 million contracts, 3.5 million traded in the day. Yesterday, for example, where the markets moved around a hell of a lot, they moved around 3.5 million contracts. So we've basically gone from a market that's trading around 1.2 to sort of 1.5 million contracts a day to doubling right now. So the market is giving the opportunities exactly what we're after. So Goldman Sachs basically started it. So something had to stop this uptrend. And what actually stopped it was some news that's what we needed, because in this uptrend here there was no bad news in the market. So all the economies were going well, all the indicators were good. So the markets keep going up and up and up until Goldman Sachs, which is a full-service global investment banking and securities firm, the major one in the US, and they were accused by Wall Street of fraud, basically saying that Goldman Sachs sold mortgage investments without telling the buyers that the securities were crafted with input from clients that were betting against them to fail. So basically what they did, it cost, and the fail they did, it cost the investors close to 1 billion. So do you think they would upset the market, yes or no? It did. And what it actually has done is the markets now, we're getting to what's called more of a normal market, where the market, whether it's trending up or down, doesn't really matter, but it's getting some sell-offs as well. So when the markets are going up, obviously they stair step and they go a lot slower, but now we're getting some sellers into the market, and right now we could be actually looking to hit a bit of a downtrend, and that will actually increase the volume volatility, just giving us more opportunities during the day, that's for sure. So a few of the systems and signals had a tough time through the slow markets, and I've had to really go away and sort of design different systems, which one of them I'm going to tell you about today, to, especially when the market's slow, to be able to give us the opportunities we're after. So no matter what sort of market conditions we get, we need about 4 or 5 different sort of systems that we can use so we can really adapt to each market. And that's what we've done now. So I'm going to tell you a few about those today. So in my opinion, basically, the first few months of the year have been very tough, no doubt about it. But I see over the next period, and it was a good start last night, that we're really going to come into what we're after and making a lot of money and profit. And with the auto trader and what we're going to talk about today kicking off too, that's going to help a lot of people as well. So what I'm expecting going forward is this market to continue with good volatility and volume. Like today, I expect the market to get a bit of bounce. They'll normally retrace this move, even this big sell-off. They'll normally retrace it a bit, and but there'll be really some hard sellers in there as well as the buyers. So that's really good. So the market will move around and give us the opportunities we're after. And I don't see this slowing down in the short term. That's for sure. So now with markets really peaked, and now they're hitting some serious sellers. Even if they want to take this market up from here. They're going to have some work cut out from them. They're going to get some really big up days, some sell days, and that's all good for us. Up or down, don't really care. But as long as the volume and volatility is there, we can actually really benefit from that. So a few different the systems in the trading room now. Some of you haven't been in there for a while. There's another power fade trade that's come out, which I'll talk a little bit how that sort of works. We'll be looking at taking more PowerPoints as well, especially when the market's moving around like this. We can pick out some better ones. The 5-minute predictive average trade, which goes along with the auto trader, we'll be taken now. Again, not so much in the room though, because we want to be looking at getting more high volume trades in the trading room. I'm not really going to be paying that much attention to the 5-minute trade. The 5-minute trade really by itself is going to be looking just to be an auto trader, because that only comes up sort of a couple times a day. Yesterday it had 3. It had a couple of winners and a loser, and so normally on any given day that'll sort of have 1 to, I would say, 3 trades a day, which is a sort of maximum. In the trading room we're looking to more get between 5 and 8 trades a day. So when the market the volatility was slow, it was very difficult to get 5 or 8 trades a day. So a lot of the days I couldn't believe I was walking away not taking a trade. It reminded me back when I first started learning how to trade, when the volume was actually back then around 700,000 contracts, and the market could move, from the highest to lowest point 3 points in a day. So that made it extremely tough. But that wasn't a bad thing for me when I first started either, because taught me a lot of patience and discipline and a lot of things that go along with trading. So that's a little bit of a snapshot of what's going on and what we're looking to do. I'm going to talk about the auto trader now. Does anyone want to talk about the auto trader? Oh, we've got over 200 people in the room. So the first piece of good news, right? It's going to be going Monday. So it's going this Monday 100%. No if, buts, or maybes. Okay, so it's ready to go. What one we're actually going to use, the actual PowerPoint trade that you've seen when you're on the forums, you could do the PowerPoint system, which was the purple PowerPoint, or the 5-minute trade. Okay, the actual purple PowerPoint, I've taken it off at the moment, because what's actually happening in this particular market and over the last sort of month and a half is really not doing well. So it goes for any system. Say if the PowerPoint's not doing well, or 5-minute trade's not doing well, any system as we go along I will take off. But I'm looking to add different systems as well, and which we'll talk a little bit about as well. But right now we're going to start off on Monday with the 5-minute trade. Okay, so the predictive average trade. If anyone has just set up an auto trader account and you've just gone for the purple PowerPoint one, that won't start on Monday. So you need to contact either Josh at Infinity or Casey at Halifax and say you want to go onto the 5-minute trade only. So some of you might have got instructed them to go on the purple PowerPoint and the 5-minute trade, okay, together. But the purple PowerPoint one's not going ahead, so you might need to readjust how many contracts you want to go on the 5-minute trade. Okay, so the minimum margin per contract on the 5-minute trade is 3,500. So if you're going one contract, you need at least 3,500. Obviously, to open an auto trader account, you need 5,000. And if you want to go 2 contracts, 3.5 grand, and up and up and up from there. Does it make sense? Which bit don't you understand, Brendan? So right now, Brendan, we've taken off the purple PowerPoint system, so that's not going to be on Auto Trader at the moment. It might come back on later, but I'm not going to be running with that on Monday. With the 5-minute trade, per contract you trade, you need 3,500 margin to start off with. So on 3,500, you can go 1 contract. So if you double the 3,500 to 7,000, you can go 2 contracts. And if you obviously have 10,500, you can go 3 contracts, and so on and so on and so on. So every $3,500 you got in your account, you can go 1 contract. But you might say, you know what, you got 7 grand or 10 grand in your account, and you might be saying, I'm very conservative and I just want to go 1 contract. It's up to you to decide with the broker how many contracts you want to go. But to trade 1 contract, you need minimum $3,500 in your account. Does that make sense? Okay, excellent. So the actual risk per day, so it's got a maximum risk per day of 6 points. Okay, so if it has 3 stop outs in a row on any given day, it'll stop. So your maximum risk is 6 points. So if you're trading 1 contract, your maximum risk in any one day is $300. So the 6 points is for system, so it won't trigger any more trades. Also, if there's an accident, because the indemnity forms and all that you sign, so if for some reason it's hooked in a trade or whatever, automatically we put a safety mechanism in there that the account will be traded out immediately if it hits the dollar value. So the dollar value, depending on how many contracts are being traded on the system, that will be a dollar value to be a safety mechanism in there. No, Chris. To open an Auto Trader account, the first thing you need is to open it with 5,000. That's the minimum. Okay. So you need 5,000 in your account. If you've got $5,000 in your trading account, you can only trade 1 contract because you need 3,500, what's called a margin per contract. When you're trading intradaily, you only need, every contract you trade, you only need $500 in there, in your account. Okay? But with the Auto Trader, it's saying 3,500 per contract. That's what the margin requirement is on it. So you don't need 5,000 plus another 3.5 to trade a contract. So it's every $3,500 you can trade another contract. Why the Auto Trader account is made $5,000 minimum opening is a lot of people will get too aggressive on smaller accounts, and that's not what the Auto Trader is all about. The Auto Trader is more conservative and looking to build the money as it moves up. So I don't want people going, for example, if we didn't put a margin requirement of say 3,500 on it, just say if you had 5,000 in your account, you could go on the Auto Trader 10 contracts, and believe me, some people would do that, but the end of the day, they could be wiped out in 1 or 2 days, and that's exactly what I don't want. So the $3,500 margin is there to protect everybody, and for everybody to be really responsible and sensible about things. Because if you started with 5,000 and you blew it in a week, you want to kill me, right? But at the end of the day, it's not my fault, because you've gone too much on not enough margin, not enough money in your account. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's have a look at it. I've done a bit of a money management plan here, and I'll put this up in the trading room, and it'll go on. It'll also go on the members website, so everyone should still have access to that, so you'll be able to check it out. What I'm expecting from this 5-minute trade is I'm looking for 1 win a week. So I'm looking for 3 points a week. I'm going to be ultra conservative. The past results over the last 4 months, it's saying that it's getting this. And it's got it, which I'm going to bring the past results of it too, so you can have a look through it. I just want to point out a few things about it. But on the money management, for if it does this, I'll be quite happy with it. So it's looking to get 1 winning trade a week, so 3 points a week, because the wins on this particular system, okay, goes for a 3-point profit, and it's got a 2-point stop. So 1 winning trade after any losses, that's its goal in the week. And every time it hits the margin requirement, so that in the first month, if it hits all the contracts, all the 12 points that's after for the month, then it'll go to 2 contracts. What you'll notice is in the second and third months, it has to stay on the 2 contracts per trade. So basically, with the margin requirements, every time it goes up, your account grows another 3,500. You can go another contract on that. So, but especially with the auto trader, what I'm trying to get people to look at this as too is more of a longer term investment. So, say you go into the auto trader account, you say, you know what, I'm going to run this for 12 months. Obviously, if it goes negative, but I'm going to run this for 12 months and see what it gets me. If you slowly just go up looking for 3 points a week or 1 winning trade a week on this particular system, a couple of systems that I'm bringing out, they're going to be more aggressive, go for more, but this is the most conservative one by far. So it's looking for 1, so then it'll go to 2 contracts. So it stays on 2 contracts for a few months. Then it goes to 3 contracts for a few months. Then it goes to 4 contracts, 5 contracts, and up and up and up. Do you need to inform the broker to raise the number of contracts on our account grow? Yes, you do, Chris. So you need to monitor your account. So what actually happens, every day you'll get a daily statement sent to you. So you'll know exactly what your balance is in your account. So as soon as it hits the next trigger, another $3,500 in your account, you've got the opportunity to go another contract if you want. So you need to raise it yourself. The broker won't automatically do it for you. So this is just starting off with 5,000. I know some people might start off with more, or you might see how it goes for a few months, and then you might put say 20 or 30,000 in there and start at a higher level, whatever suits your needs. But what I would say is always start off small, get confidence in it and any other system that we've got going, and then that's the time to add some contracts into it. But as it goes down, so it's only looking for 1 winning trade a week. It goes 4 contracts, 5, and all up. So if you're starting with $5,000, just waiting for it to come up for you guys. Over the 12 months, if it just hit those targets, it would actually made 25 grand off 5 grand. Would anyone be disappointed with that? I don't think. I'll be very pleased with that. If I have $5,000 and at the end of the day it got me $25,000, that would be pretty cool. So basically, just going up on the margin, as every time it goes another 3,500 up, you just add another contract on. Some months is going to be better, some months not so good. So we're going to have a look, especially over the last 4 months. Like last month, for example, was a negative month. Not last month, the month before. Last month was a positive, and this month it's in front again. So it's just going up and up and up. It's obviously it doesn't work exactly like this, but some months, as soon as it goes quicker, so you need to keep an eye on your account, and as soon as it hits the trigger, then you just up the contracts, or you might be happy with what it's doing. You don't really, it doesn't really matter. So if we look across, so this is the projection we're looking for when we first start on it. Just wait for it to come up on your screen there. So it goes through week 1, it's looking for $150 on 1 contract. Then when it goes to 2 contracts, it's looking for 300. Then you can see how some months are the same. As soon as it hits the margin requirements, it's looking for 450 a week, then 600 a week, 700 a week, and so on and so on, and all at the end of the day it ends up with 25 grand. So some of you, I always recommend sort of starting at the start, starting with 5,000 or 10,000, getting some confidence in it, and then let it slowly work for you, compounding, because month after month is not all going to be smooth sailing. Okay, but over a year, this is what I project that's quite possible with this system, and the other systems that we bring out too are going to be more aggressive, that we'll be going for a little bit more on as well, which we'll talk about. Is everyone clear on how this actually works? Or does anyone need me to explain anything about this? Right, we're all good. You're a bit of a quiet bunch today. It's not like the trading room, right? Alrighty, so that's how that works. So that's that money management. That will be in the trading room, so upload it to the trading room. Also be in the members website, so you can have a look at it in both and look at all the different levels. What is the withdrawal? What do you mean by that, Chris? What is the withdrawal? So if you can take with the Auto Trader 2, guys, it'll only, so if you already got your money in your account going now, you'll be right to go this Monday. Okay, new people who want to go onto the Auto Trader in any given week, you need to have it set up by the Friday, and you'll start the following Monday. So if you're looking to start on the Auto Trader, you can only ever start on a Monday. Okay, obviously if you want to take your money off or off the Auto Trader, you can take it off at any day. Okay, that's no problem. But you won't be added, just say if you say, your account's ready Wednesday, you won't be added Thursday. You're only always added on a Monday. Does that make sense? So the Auto Trader knows on Monday exactly how many contracts it's running, or during the week we would have to actually completely change it around every single day basically. So just to manage it better, we're doing it all on a Monday. How are the brokers paid? The brokers make money on commission, Robert. So they don't charge you any extra for this to be running or doing it. They make their money on commission. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the Auto Trader results. This is basically from the first month this year. So what I want you guys to note is that it goes, it has its winning days, it'll have a streak of losing days, then it has its streak of winning days, and so on and so on. So like the money management plan before, it's not always 3 points a week, 100%. Okay, it's not like that. But what you'll see is as it goes through the month, it slowly builds, has its losing days, winning days. It's going through the first, the second month. You can see sometimes it has a run of 4 days in a row losses, but then it can have 3 in a row wins. Losses, wins, these are all the results. This is actually in the members website. I'll actually put it up on, it's not on the members website at the moment. This is in the trading room. So if you look in the shared folders, everyone's in the trading room now. If you look in the shared folders, you can actually download these results straight from here, and you can save them on your own computer and have a look at them. But what I'm just trying to point out is that don't be worried if it has 3 or 4 losing trades in a row, 5. It's normal. Okay, so when you first go on it, you can't expect it from day one just to go up and up and up and up. Okay, for my sake too, I hope it does exactly like that. But what it's more about is over a month, how does it end up? Because that's what's important. The worst month it's had, which was the 3rd month, it was actually down $600. You'll see a lot of losers in a row there. It had a lot of losers in a row because what actually happened, the market, the volatility in volume was terrible. As simple as that. So the market actually wasn't moving anywhere, so I was triggering. If I see a run like this, when we've got it running live, I'll probably shut it off for a few days, or depending on the days, if there's no volume and volatility in the market. So I'll break the run. I probably would never let it get like that. But even if it does get like that, what you actually notice, then it has a few wins, a loss, win, a few losses, and had a nice little winning streak there. Okay, and I actually wanted the last day. It was very stiff. A couple of the trades got stuck, done right on the 2 points. So, but all in all, over the whole 4 months, if you're just going one contract, so this is not even compounding, going 2 contracts the second month and then 3 contracts or anything like that, it's up $4,000. Okay, but using the compounding effect, so $4,000 on how many points is that, Amok? Can you tell me how many points that is? Your calculator? So over 4 months, we're looking for it to do 12, 24, 48 points by our money management. We're looking for 48 points. My question was, how many points is, say, $4,000 on one contract? How many points is 4,000 on one contract? Any mathematicians out there? So it's 80 points, is it? Okay, so I was looking for it to do 48, and it's done about 80. So this is running a bit better than my actual money management plan over the last 4 months. So in the last month, it actually got its 1 win a week, even after the string of losses. The bad month on the 3rd month, which it actually had a losing month, it ended up down 6 points. That's what it ended up down. But all I'm just trying to press upon you and show you that, because that is quite possible. It's going to have its winning months, losing months, but overall I expect it to get the 12 points a month, moving forward from there, and hitting that money management target. So that's what it's all about. What I actually show you guys now is I'll show you some the actual settings, a couple of settings for it. So the 5-minute trade is actually in here. It's what's called setting for the predictive, ES. Okay, so the start time, it doesn't take any trades before 10 o'clock in the morning. If it has any losing trades or winning trades during the day, after the completion of that trade, it waits 12 bars. So it waits basically an hour before it's allowed to take another trade. So what I found is, when I was going through all the systems, is that when it took another trade too close to each other, it always failed. So it's got a wait bars in there, which means that it just waits an hour before it takes another trade, or an hour and 10 minutes. The last time traded, so what we actually found, the last time it can actually take a trade during the day is at 3:45. So at least this gives it half an hour to get out of the trade. If we take trades closer to the end of the close, the trade just simply hasn't got enough time to work. So there needs to be a cut-off time before we'll take any more trades, and that's 15:45, which is 3:45 US time in the markets. And what it actually programmed to do is close out any trade at 16:10. So the market actually closes at 16:15. So we got it closing out 5 minutes before the end of the day, if it's any trade. Initially, when it starts, it's got a stop loss here of 2 points. Okay, and the profit target with this, it's got a simple profit target of 3 points every trade. Don't worry about profit target 2, because we don't use that. We're only using the first profit target. Also, it's got a trailing stop, and this will always change when we're managing it, whether I just see if I think it needs a more aggressive trailing stop, or it might need 2 exits, or depending on the markets. Okay, but this one's actually set at the moment. So every time the market moves once the system goes into a trade and the market moves 2 points in the trade's favor, what the actual trailing stop will do will move up 1 point. So it's still being a 1 point loss, but it moves up 1 point. So it's actually, the trailing stop is sort of 3 points behind the market at that stage. But that's the only movement it has. So at that particular time, your risk on the trade is only 1 point instead of 2 points, because it's no use sitting back there anymore. And what I actually found is that makes the system work a hell of a lot better too. So some of the stop outs you'll see on your statements are only 1 point. And that's when you'll know the market actually moved 2 points and then it come all the way back. So that's the actual stop check. If I needed to put another one in here, I can change the settings for that as well. Is there any questions on any of this here? No, we're all good. Okay, I'll take that away. Oops. Okay, that's that and that covered. A couple of forms, a couple of the Transact forms. These forms are in the trading room, or they'll be in the. You can get them from the support, E-mini support, or they'll be in the members website as well. So additional account request form here. So if you're trading live now, or you've got a live account as well, and you want an auto trader account, so the auto trader account can only be traded automatically. So you can't trade live with the same account. It needs to be, you need to have two separate accounts. So there's an additional account request letter. So you just fill this out, and at the bottom you'll see it's got the purple PowerPoint system. You're not going to be going on that because it's not running. At the moment we have the predictive average system, which will be starting on Monday. So you can go on that system. If you want to have just one account, so you just want to have an auto trader account for an example, but you want to also sim trade as well, what you actually need to do is you still need to have two accounts for that to happen. Okay, so even if you're going to be trading on the auto trader account, what Josh actually does, he opens two accounts for you, but the actual total value is still combined of your $5,000. So you don't need $5,000 and then another $2,000 or $3,000 for another account. That's not the case. What he actually does, he puts $4,000 into one account for you, and he'll put another $1,000 in your other account, so you can still sim trade, but the combined value of that is $5,000. It's looked at as one contract. So what we needed to do, so a lot of people wanted to go on the auto trader, and they wanted to do the simulated trading as well, so to not have any problems getting a new sim trader every month. This is how we've been able to get around it. So even if, so you just need the $5,000 and ask for additional account request, so you can open an auto trader account, and also you'll have a second account which you'll be able to do the sim, what's it called again? Simulated live. Okay, you won't be able to place any live orders on the simulated live. You'll only be able to go into simulation on it. So your account value will be still at 5,000, even though in two separate accounts. Does that make sense? So you can find that form. You can actually find that form in the shared folders here in the trading room. It will be on the members website. It'll be everywhere. And for Infinity also you need to do the letter of direction. I'll just wait for it to come up on your screen here, guys. So the letter of direction, there's one for the purple PowerPoint and there's one for the 5-minute trade. So the purple PowerPoint's not going ahead at the moment. So only the 5-minute trade. So you need to do the letter of direction for the 5-minute trade. Okay, so you just fill this form out and fax it to Josh. If you're within Halifax, so anyone who's with Halifax, you don't need to do any forms at all. All you need to do is email Casey how many contracts you want to go on the system, and she'll set it up for you. But if you're with Infinity directly, you need to fill out this form and the other form and fax it off to them, and you can even just confirm with Josh, and he'll have it all set for you. And once you want to go up the contracts or anything like that, you just let Josh know. If you're with Infinity, if you're with Casey, you just let Casey know that you want to up the contracts, and she'll organise that for you. Joseph, have they worked out how to put the program on our computer? No, you won't be able to have the program on your computer, Joseph. No, not for a fair while. And any of the ones, if you want to do it yourself, so if you want to create, I know you create your own systems and stuff. If you wanted to do that, you'd probably be about 3 or 4 months off before they would let you do it. So basically, I've got Ensign doing this specifically for me. So what's actually happened and why? What has been the delay? Has been not the systems, or I had these systems ready in January, and the bottom line, they've had to create a whole new system that the charts will actually talk to the trading dome and execute the trades for us directly. And that's been the whole problem. They've created that. It's just taken months, more than anyone expected. So it hasn't been any delay on my side, that's for sure. And they could never give me a date to say exactly when it was going to happen, but now it's actually happened, so thank God for that, right? If you wanted to create your own system in Trading Room, and what I actually do is encourage people to create their own systems. And at the 2-day event, we had a competition, and there's about 5 people created their own systems, and they've done very well. If you're looking to create your own system in the future, will you be able to auto trade it yourself? Absolutely, you'll be able to. So you'll be able to use these charts and that. Obviously, you'll need to pay a program and everything to do it for you. So that's what you want, Joseph. So you don't have to be here, hey, and press the button. But it still needs to be really managed, and keep a good eye on it and all that sort of stuff, though. It wouldn't be auto then, Dave. Yeah, you need to keep a close eye on them, Brendan. Even though they're automatic, you want someone keeping a close eye on it. That's for sure. I'll just bring my document over here. So on Monday, so the 5-minute trade is coming out, so you'll be able to go on that system also straight away. Well, not also, that's the only one you can go on to. There'll be a power fade system coming out very soon. So I would expect in the next 2 to 4 weeks there'll be a new system come out. When I introduce it, everyone will probably get a introduction, and we'll probably do a webinar during the week like this one, just an update to say, look, this is the power fade system, these are the results, this is what it's done. This one will definitely be much more aggressive than the 5-minute trade. This one can take anything up to 20-30 trades in a day. Okay, but what I need to do, I'm actually right now having it programmed as well, so I can do all the if, buts and maybes, and has trailing stops and all that sort of stuff. And so that's one of the new ones in the pipeline, the power fade. I'm going to show you how the power fade works. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And possibly the first PowerPoint trade also. So another conservative system, what we actually found, and if you go back over the charts, is the first PowerPoint of the day normally works out okay. And with that sort of system, it would be sort of one trade a day. So some people like that, 1 trade a day, and you'd have something like a 1.5 stop and go for 3 to 5 points of profit. So to be more of a slow, and that's an automatic trade that over a period of 12 months would probably do okay. Also, possibly the predictive pre-market trade. I've been looking at the predictive, normally the last crossover before the market opens, especially going for the gap. Be looking to create a system around that. So these last two, the possible one, the first PowerPoint trade and the predictive, they're more looking for one trade a day, but they'll have a short stop, say 1.5, 2 points, but they'll be going for 5 or 6 profit points in profit, and we'll see how those go. So there are a few things in the pipeline for what we've got going on as well. So the new way, the trading room is 1-2. So the trading room's changed around a bit, and the hours of the trading room have changed. So the trading room, for some of you who don't know, the trading room opens at 9 o'clock now. Okay, 9 o'clock Melbourne time, and probably in the next week or two it's probably going to go back to 8 o'clock as well. So the trading room, obviously the pre-market right now, there's some action, so you can take some trades in it. So some people like the slow, and it gives you time to go in there and ask a lot of questions and get anything answered as well, and also taking some trades. Also, we've got a new member to the moderating team, which is Anmol. So what I actually found is that when I was trading, I would get a lot of the time sidetracked with a lot of questions and being sort of in the moderating mode too much, without looking at what's going on in the markets, and looking for the better signals and creating other systems as well. So what I found is that my time was really getting wasted by, not wasted, but I was answering a lot of questions and getting sidetracked from what my main job is. And my main job is to get the trades, take the trades, and make us money. That's what it's all about. And sometimes when you're in the trading room as a moderator, you're answering a lot of questions and all that, and that's what the trading room is all about. So what I decided to do was actually pull myself out from speaking as much as I was. So I'm still speaking a fair bit in the morning, but I don't have to rely on being there talking the whole time, so I can be studying the charts a lot more. So what's actually happening now is from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock every day, Mick does the moderating for the first few hours. Then at 11 o'clock, Anmol actually takes over, and Anmol goes from 11 o'clock through to 2:30 in the morning, and doing it with me. So I come on and off. So I always talk to everyone before the market opens, what I'm expecting the market to do, and then Anmol will take over with the normal basic questions that you go through, and then all of a sudden I'll come on when we're getting to the trades, take the trades, and take everyone through the trades. And then I'll be, so basically during the morning session and even through mixed session, I might come on and off during the day, but that's giving me the advantage of being able to find the better trades, keep up with the market, keep up with the systems, and basically work on the business as well as in it. Okay, before, what I was doing is actually being in it, so I could be in it with the market and answering all the questions and actually getting sidetracked from finding the trades and looking for the trades, which is definitely what I need to do. So it's really great that Anmol started now. So he's started talking, and you want to get in there. He's done very, very well, and he'll do very well. And then what actually happens is Sebastian takes over at 12:30 US time, so what's that, 2:30 in the morning. And he does the afternoon shift with Mick, and he's going through all the trades that come in the afternoon. So what it allows me to do is, because we've got the auto traders going, so I need to be looking at those, looking at systems during the day to be taking trades, and make sure everything's going in the right way. So that's what's actually happening in the trading room at the moment. And why can't I move this? So in the trading room now, we've got all sorts of trades. Okay, so before we're just really mainly looking for a few different trades, or when the market slowed down as well. This is what really made me realize that I needed to pull back and find out, get more systems and signals working for us. I'll just change this over. That I needed to create more systems and signals to go with any sort of market. That is the bottom line. So that's where the power fade system has come into play. So during the day, we can be looking at taking some of the auto trader trades, but that's not going to be our main focus. We've got some bullet trades, the power fade trade, and PowerPoint trades. Okay, so during any given day, we might decide that, for example, say this is a good PowerPoints to go short. So we look at going short at this PowerPoint. When the market goes up, what I wasn't taking advantage of, which I needed to, was how many times the market goes through the PowerPoints. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen that the market actually goes through the PowerPoints a hell of a lot of the times as well. Okay, so that's where the power fade system has come about. It actually goes against the PowerPoints. So how this trade works, and I'll bring it over to yesterday. We took two of them yesterday. And this one actually went, I'll just change it over because this one actually went against the purple, which we don't take anymore. This purple was actually in a terrible spot, so it was very good to go against. Actually, so how the power fade? If we think the market is more likely to go through a PowerPoint, okay, and which we'll call a power fade trade, because obviously it's coming up to a PowerPoint and we're fading it. Fading it means going against it. Okay, it's like you hear a lot of the people who gap fade, for example. So if the market's down 5 points from the gap, they'll fade it, so they'll look to take a trade on the buy side, looking for it to go to the gap. So fade means to pretty much go against it. So how this works is every time the market comes within half a point of the PowerPoint, so it doesn't have to hit the PowerPoint. Before it hits the PowerPoint, so as soon as it hits the price, in this case 1170, we buy automatically at 1170 before it even hits the PowerPoint. And then we go for 2 points. So this was actually the first one we took live yesterday, real money. Okay, and goes against it. As we go through this market, the market's actually come down a lot, but it's got into a pretty tight range. I told the guys this is one of the PowerPoints here is more likely to work than not. Okay, so we'll be looking for, during the day, especially right now when the markets are busier, that's for sure, be looking for power fade trades, so be looking to go against PowerPoints where before we never did. So this actually creates many more opportunities for us as well. So we say, you know what, every time it comes to a PowerPoint, we can evaluate whether the market's more likely to go through it or it's normally more likely to push away, so we can take advantage. Let's just hope we get it right more than not, right? So in this case, there's ones definitely during the day that are more likely to go through and more likely to support. So as we go through the day, then in the afternoon, there's another purple come out, but the market is very well overbought here. Well oversold, I should say. I need to get these changed too, so these don't come up. And, oops. So here, Sebastian called this one in the afternoon, took the trade, so they went long at 69, and it shot up a few points there. And what you can actually see is, just say if you picked up this one, the next one worked, then the next one, this one, you'd be very, very game to take this one down here. But then again, as soon as the market turns around, you see how many times it can shoot straight through the PowerPoints. So during the day, we're looking for the market going through PowerPoints. So this is what's called a power fade trade. And when you come in the trading room, there's actually a video of it in the members website, and there'll be a document and all that coming out about it. So during the day, we're just getting more opportunities to go with the trends. The short-term trends that are developing. Also, there's bullet trade, support and resistance and all that. So the few months ago, or for the last few months, we've been more focusing on probably the auto trader trades, and definitely want to get away from that now and get up to sort of around 5 to 8 trades a day. That's my target, is to get up creating opportunities. So if the market behaves itself and keeps the volume and volatility like I think it will right now, especially over the next month or a few months, we'll have many opportunities going through the day. So I'll just leave that up there. So where you can actually see from the market moving yesterday, a lot of people haven't believed me. I say, have you seen days where there's 50 PowerPoints hit in a day? They go, come on, that never happens, right? Well, I think on this day there was about around 30 PowerPoints hit. So the market's moved around, it's got stretched. There's some opportunities on the short side, some opportunities on the long side, and just naturally you see the market's just moving around a hell of a lot. So it's just creating opportunities, especially short term, whether to go with it, against it, or whatever. Okay, so a couple other things that's going on. I'll just open the internet here. What you'll notice, guys, we've got the 21st Century has done a new website. 21st Century E-minis, I should say. And on it, what's on the website, more importantly, is the blog. For already, especially new members, on this particular blog, there'll be comments from the room in here, all different bits and pieces. We're doing a trading report every single day. I'll just wait for it to come up on your screen, guys. So Monday there was some writing, Tuesday's writing, every day. So we'll tell you the trades we took, how they went, so on and so on. So come into, make sure you get to the blog and check out the results and the videos. There'll be a lot of videos getting put up here. A lot of information of what happened the day before. Last week the market report was quite low, but right now the reports are becoming much bigger, talking about news, what's going on, and a hell of a lot more trades as well. So there's a lot of things going on. So make sure you go to the website, go to the blog, and keep up to date. Especially if you're not in the trading room, keep up to date with the trading room, how everything's going, and it'll be all in good stead to get you back in here, that's for sure. Also on the blog, we're going to be having a few other things. So there'll be a lot of information on the blog. Also, we're having, I'm not sure exactly when it's starting, if it's starting this month or next month, we're having Trader of the Month. Okay, so be Trader of the Month is a competition that it's only for, unfortunately, it's only for the people on real money, because that's the only way we can judge. And the person who makes the most points, it's not about the most money. Okay, it's about the pretty much the most points, but on real money. Every month there'll be a winner, so you need to send in your statements. And the prize for that, what would be a decent prize, guys? Unit in the Maldives. Definitely, Robert. That is a prize in itself. Let me tell you. If you get a chance to go to the Maldives, guys, go there. It's a beautiful spot. But it's expensive, Robert. Definitely. But so the Trader of the Month, when that starts, that person will be put up definitely on the blog, and they'll get 3 free months in the trading room as well. Okay, so every single month it's going to run. So the person who wins it on real money will be getting a free 3 months as a reward in the trading room. So it's not a free auto trading account, it's a free trading room account. See. And also what we want to do, especially for the blog and that, is anyone out there got some pictures of their trading setups? Okay, you know, if you're in your jammies or whatever, however you trade, you know, you'd be shocked to see how I trade sometimes, right? It depends if it's hot in shorts, but if not, you've got the dressing gown on or whatever. Doesn't really matter. Send in some shots and some comments about your trading setup and all that sort of stuff. So we're trying to keep it fun, entertaining. The daily report will be going on the website every single day. What trades we took, what we're looking for, and all that sort of stuff. We'll have the auto trader results, which are going to be very separate from the trading room from now on, and it's keep us definitely in good stead to move it to where I want it to be, is making everyone a lot of money, and that's what it's all about. So that's all. That's basically everything I've got to cover, guys. Now I'm just going to put it open to you if you want to just ask me any questions about anything, and we'll go through that. But what I expect over the next month is some really good profits. A lot of trades where before, you know, the markets were very slack and slow, making it very difficult. But whether they slow down again or not, I don't really care. We're going to have systems and strategies in place. You know, I think the trading room in general, is going to go a hell of a lot better with me being able to more concentrate on the trades and the systems and signals and being in it as much, and it'll free up my time to create everything I want. Moving forward with the Auto Trader starting on Monday, by the end of the year, I expect to probably be 4 or 5 different systems up there, so I'll be able to take advantage of those, and going forward, that's a good thing. The bullet trade, Clayton, works a couple of ways. I'll just need to so for example here, it's hard to get really decent bullet trades in a market moving like this. The bullet trade though, the bottom line with the bullet trade, Clayton, it works on 2 things. So these 2 moving averages, and it works on the Williams as well. There's actually a bullet trade, Clayton, in the members website now as well, so you can check it out after this as well. So there's a bullet trade video in there. There's a 5-minute trade video in there, and then also there's a power fade video in the members website as well. So all you guys, make sure you go and check them out. But with a bullet trade, what we need is, just say if we're going on the long side, what you need, the first thing you need is you need the yellow line, which is a 20-minute moving average, above this blue line, which is a 30-minute moving average. When that happens, it's looking for buy signals. Okay, so that's the first thing. Once the yellow line crosses over this blue line, it's looking for sell signals. Okay, so yellow line below, it's looking for sell. If it's above, it's looking for buy. To create the sell or buy, what you'll actually see here is a sell. I'll just change that. To create the actual sell now, the Williams needs to come up into overbought. Okay, so overbought means when this blue line down here comes above the green line and turns back down, it needs to be hitting this line or coming out of it, and that actually creates the sell signal. So in this case, it would have been confirmed in this candle, so here you would have gone short. And on these ones during the day, I'll go for 2 points and have a 1 point stop. So be looking for a decent entry, and away it goes. So many of these will come up during the day, Clayton. But I'll be only looking for the ones in the better areas where the market's more likely to go up or down, and we can use these to our advantage. The momentum trades, for a lot of you guys would have heard of the momentum trades. We've seen it before. We've totally got rid of that now. Okay, we don't take any more of those. So be looking for more bullet trades, the PowerPoints, and really working with the PowerPoints when the market's more likely to go with the PowerPoint or against it, and these bullet trades, and some 5-minute trades as well. With the statements, is it in points 1 or it is in dollar figure that you're looking for the trader of the month? It's the point value, Joseph. So you send in your monthly statement. So the money is irrelevant. It's all about the points on real money. So it's not the actual dollar figure, it's more the points. So if it was on dollar value, the bigger traders, if they get 1 or 2 points, they'll beat all the smaller traders. So then it's not fair, So for the trader of the month, it's on the actual points won or lost. Obviously won through the statement that I'll be looking for, not so much the dollar value. No worries, you're welcome, Clayton. Bullet trades in a day, Stephen. Depending on how busy the markets are, normally you'll see about 4 or 5 opportunities. Which ones you take, be looking for better ones. Maybe 1 or 2 maximum. I'll be looking for. The bullet trades will come more into play when the markets are slower. While the markets are busy like this, and be more looking for the PowerPoint ones, whether to go with the PowerPoint or against the PowerPoint. So the bullet trades, they're just simple using the 2 moving averages and whether the Williams is overbought or oversold. Very, very simple trade. Yeah, definitely, Spiros. We're doing these things in the trading room right now. So yesterday we took some power fade trades, so we went against. A couple of them worked out. So it was sort of 4-point win. So be looking for the ones going with them, ones going against them, and all that sort of stuff. So the whole idea is what happened the last few months is the volume and that really decreased and the volatility. So basically we need to come up with all-round strategy to get the trades no matter what. Obviously if the markets are slow, getting a couple trades a day is still fine, but when the markets are busy too, we want to be able to get more opportunities as well, and that's what it's all about. So now creating with the auto trader running as well, so you've got the opportunity to in the trading room be totally different to the auto trader, that's for sure. And we want to get it really exciting and a lot more trades and make a lot of money. That's what it's all about. And especially with the changing around of me not talking as much and having the other guys talk more and me more just focusing on calling the trades, that'll improve things dramatically just by itself, that's for sure. The auto trader, live trading room, retiring plumbers, nice people. The auto trader, Robert, at the moment is free, so you don't have to worry about anything. The live trading room, it's got the normal cost of the live trading room. If you pay month by month, it's $2.99. Pay 3 months, it's $5.99. So it's basically that's a better option. So it's basically you can get it down to $10 a day. Retiring plumbers are nice people. I like that, Robert. So the bottom line, I wouldn't be for the auto traders. I wouldn't be concerned about any costs because they're free. As long as they're making you money, you won't care how much they cost. Obviously, you always care, right? But the whole idea is to get on them. If that's what you're after, my idea is to get a hell of a lot of people into the trading room and taking many more trades. That's what it's all about. Also, being able to access, so people are limited, and when they're first starting as well, to be able to go on the auto trader. And some people might be more comfortable with that for a while as well. So just something that's able to just slowly go up, and then obviously we want the results to just dramatically go up and up and up in the trading room, and overall have a very happy family. So just say if you're doing 3 months, Elizabeth, and it was 600, it'd probably be about 660 or something like that. 670 at the moment. The dollar's about 92 cents in the dollar at the moment, I think. So you want to come in there, Elizabeth, and win Trader of the Month, and you get another 3 months. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, because I've got this recording, I just want to thank everyone for coming. It's had a massive turnout. There's about 240 people here at one stage. Going through the updates, make sure you get to the blog. You'll get constant results of the auto trader. You'll get a daily report to know exactly what's going in the trading room. The market's fired up, earlier hours, longer trading hours, more signals, and a hell of a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. So thanks for coming on. I'm still going to stick around, guys, but I'm just going to turn the recording off for now. So those who are listening to the recording, make sure you go to the blog and see what's going on. Get yourself back into the trading room and making a hell of a lot of money. So cheers for now.